Well, the coronavirus has exposed some serious issues with the U.S. relationship with China. Experts are saying that the pandemic could dramatically alter this relationship between both countries. One America's Stefan Kleinhenz has more.
I'm joined now by George Landreth, the president of Frontiers of Freedom. George, thanks for coming on.
Absolutely. It's great to be with you.
So a fascinating concept with all of this, the pandemic crisis going on right now, is revealing our relationship with China, something President Trump has discussed for years. But now people are kind of becoming aware of it. Tell us about that.
I think it's a very good point. I mean, I think that, this time a year ago, most people just saw China as a big trading partner, and maybe they were a little aggressive in their trade policy, but they were just a trading partner like any other trading partner, like Canada, like Great Britain. And I think we now realize that there's a lot more to this than that. And China uses everything at its disposal. Trade policy, we now know that they'll even use a pandemic to advance their cause, to promote themselves, and to advantage themselves. I think we have to review everything. And one of the things that I see going on is how they're using trade and shipping to advance their strategic place in the world. They're buying ports, for example. They are they've become the dominant player in shipping. And while America used to be a dominant player, I'll give you a couple statistics that I think are a little scary when you think about them. Right now, China this year is building 1,291 ocean-going ships to add to their already impressive array of ships. We're building 8. Wow. Now, to put that in perspective, Bangladesh is building 56. And that's a scary thought. And China's become dominant, and they will use that to strangle us.
So as the curtain has been pulled back because of this crisis, what are some steps that this administration or a future administration could take to combat that, as you say, national security crisis?
Well, I think we have to reevaluate everything with China. I think there was a time when all we thought of was, yeah, we don't want to buy our missile defense from China. We don't want to buy our bombers or those sorts of military hardware from China. But everything else is on the table. And I think we have to have a much broader perspective of what's national security. We now know medicine is. Even simple things like medical supplies was used as a weapon. When we pointed out that China was lying, they turned around a ship that was already paid for of medical supplies and recalled it as kind of punishment for pointing out the truth. So that gives you an idea. In a pandemic, to support their lies, they would try to do that. And so, to me, I think we have to be recognized, and I would argue shipping is absolutely a national security issue. Imagine America not being able to supply its troops. They want to strangle us, and we've allowed them a lot of rope. It's time to stop giving them rope.
It seems that as public support grows for anti-China rhetoric or anti-China policies, the president is capitalizing on that and portraying Joe Biden as someone that has cozied up with the Chinese regime. Yeah. What are your thoughts on the political divide there?
Well, it's interesting because it used to be a bipartisan issue, and what I mean by that is, quite frankly, I'm a conservative, I'm a Republican, and there have been plenty of Republican leaders who've cozied up to China on the theory that if we traded with them, they would be more likely to be like us. And what we see is they haven't done that. What they've done is they've viewed our outreach to them as simply helping them strengthen themselves so that they can strangle us. So I would argue that Donald Trump initially probably was taking on both parties on this issue.
George Landreth, the president of Frontiers of Freedom, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.